Hey guys, welcome to today's real video. The reason why I say take two is I already tried to do what I would consider a real video, which I will explain in a minute. But the real video was going to be on Battlefield Hardline Beta, and apparently that is closed already. So today I'm going to be playing a bit of Halo Spartan Assault, which is the little game I picked up a little bit ago. The main reason why I'm calling this my real video is because I did a little bit of gameplay of Shadows of Mordor today, and let's just say in order to accomplish what I wanted to, I'm not going to consider that as the video of the day. I'm just going to just I recorded it, so I'm just going to check it out there. And this will be what I consider the real video. So, guys enjoy this and everything. So, Halo Spartan It was originally released for the Windows Phone, and then moved over to the Xbox 360 and Xbox One. What you pay for it is definitely worth it. It's a little fun game. Also, I think for an arcade game, so I'm going to play the first chapter of this game because, as I kind of mentioned, it's really not that long. You just gotta kind of stick with it for a little bit, and you'll be good. Oh, do I want any of this stuff? Redeem. A Halo 4 achievement has unlocked one free item. Oh, well. Okay, that's kind of cool that happened. I played Halo 4 for a little bit. I played Halo 4 for a little bit as one of the videos, but I didn't wind up putting it out because the game audio was copyrighted, which now I think about it, I should really take care of that. You know what? I'm just gonna risk it. If it makes me do it again, it makes me do it again. I'm not gonna complain because this game doesn't really take that much. Yeah, I'm a little bit bummed out because I really liked the gameplay that I had for Halo 4. I thought I did a pretty okay job, even though I did die quite a bit. I'm not the best. That's one thing to learn about me. I'm not the best at the games that I have to play, because I try to get games that I'm not just completely the best at and get good at them. So yeah, that's kind of my story. Oh, I forgot what that does. As I've mentioned before, all my gameplay and stuff will get better over time because I plan on getting a Elgato capture card as soon as I possibly can, which will mean I can start recording videos with other people. I have a few good friends that like to record with me, and I have a few good friends that don't have access to the same amount of equipment that can come over and do some stuff with me, so whenever I get more equipment and have the opportunity to get more people to this channel, quite a bit better than it is now. But yeah, what it is, I haven't really been ashamed of anything that I put out. I've, figured that it's pretty good quality, and if anything that I put out wasn't good quality, I either made it private or I deleted it. I kind of want to start out with a good reputation, somewhat like that. build from the ground up. I've mentioned this before, I believe, but my goal here is not to get famous. My goal here is just to have fun with everything. I want to make content that people can enjoy, but more importantly than my audience, which is no offense to you, more importantly is having fun with it myself. I want to be able to enjoy making videos, and I do enjoy making videos. I feel like this is a good little hobby for me to do. I really enjoy making videos. That's kind of why I'm up late at night doing it right now. It's a way for me to, I guess you could say it's a way for me to express myself. It's something to do when I'm a little bit depressed or upset or anything like that, so this is really a good outlet for me. I'm a fan of other people that do it, like some of my big inspirations are, I was really big into the Syndicate project when I first got into YouTube. I don't really watch his stuff anymore now, but I do definitely get into it. He's the reason why I was really into zombies. He's the one that really got me into YouTube as a whole. So I know that he'll never ever see this, but I definitely want to thank him. Because I would have never even thought about doing videos if I never saw anything like it. Actually, to put out a comment, I was one of those guys today where I did put out a comment like, hey guys, you know, check out my channel, all that, on one of his videos. But I made sure that I let everyone know that he is a big inspiration for me, and that I'm not trying, I never would try to copy anything that he's done, but I really appreciate his work. And I know that most YouTube artists, they really appreciate when people have something to say like that. So, in case any of the things that post gets seen by him or anything like that, I kind of feel like it was good for me to put that out there. I've also been a really big fan of Rooster Teeth. I've been to multiple RTX conventions. I really like a bit of the trollers like YouTubeable and Stoppable Luck, even though you won't really see any type of trolling gameplay like that on my channel. That's not really the kind of guy I am. Yeah, I do like messing with people, don't get me wrong, just I can't really see myself being that intentionally mean to people, but I find it hilarious. Jeez, now I say that out loud, I kind of sound like a huge dick, but I mean, whatever. So, for those of you who don't know that much about me, I have been into gaming for a really long time. I started off when I was a little kid. I was really into the Game Boy. You know, I had a Game Boy Advanced, I had a Game Boy SP, and I got the first DS, and that was like when I really became hardcore into it. I got a GameCube. The first real game that excited me that I ever got was Resident Evil 4, and that maintains to be one of my favorite games, at least in the older generations. I finally started moving up and became a real, like, hardcore gamer when I got my 360. The first game I ever got was BioShock 2. Kind of realized that that wasn't just the best game out there until I got BioShock 1, and BioShock 1 is indeed my favorite game when it comes to the 360 era. It's just, it's amazing in every single way. I want to be a game designer. I want to go to college for that. I aspire to be like Ken Levine someday. I think that he's a genius when it comes to coming up with game concepts. So yes, my dream is to be as good as him one day. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not a gold star, but it's fine. I don't know, I might keep on going. This is going by really fast, and I'm kind of having a bit of fun talking about stuff. Anyway, so again, back to my little history with games. After I had done the whole BioShock thing, which, again, that was one of my first games I ever played. I got into Call of Duty. I played Modern Warfare 2. That was the first one I ever got my hands on. And, crucify me, but I didn't really think it was all that was made out to be. I heard that the first Modern Warfare was really just the masterpiece. And, I didn't really get into it that much. For those of you who don't know, I have to stream my videos on Twitch before I can actually upload them to YouTube. The second I said that Modern Warfare 2 wasn't one of my favorite games, I lost I lost, like, everyone that was watching. So, I guess I have a very unpopular opinion when it comes to games. The only real Call of Duty that I had liked until Advanced Warfare came out, which I think Advanced Warfare is really good, was Black Ops. That was the last one that I really thought was great. I'm really into horror games. The Dead Space series is really good. 2 is probably one of my favorite horror games of all time. You might be saying that. Oh, I just said that. BioShock is my favorite game of all time, and it is. But that's all around. I'm saying, as for the horror genre, Dead Space 2 is about as good as it gets for me. I thought that it was just a great game. Pacing was what it was for me. It was pacing that really did it. I thought the pacing was amazing. Like, Chapter 5 specifically, that's when the game starts to pick up, and oh my god, it is just a thrill ride from that point on. You can maybe argue that it was a bit too actiony, but to be completely honest, I think they did an amazing job. Now let me try to think, what was my next big step after the Dead Space games? Once I had finished the Dead Space games, that was about the time when BioShock Infinite was coming around. I know I'm skipping around a lot because I got my Xbox back in, about 2009. And I've had the same Xbox ever since. It's a good old classic, black Xbox Arcade, which has served me very well throughout the years. I'm trying to think about other things to talk about. After BioShock Infinite was a big thing, I just kind of latched on to whatever came out. I bought this Capcom bundle that had Dead Space... it had Dead Rising 2, which I didn't like. I played Dead Rising 1, and I was okay with it. I played it through. I did, all the little special things that there were to do. Like, I made it to the very end, I got the best ending, yada yada yada, all that important stuff. Just, by the time I beat it, I didn't really think it was that good. But, I mean, again, that's just a personal opinion. The other games it came with were Devil May Cry 4, which is, you know, it's a fine game. I can't hate on it. I thought it was pretty okay. I didn't really finish it. I got to a certain point and just decided that wasn't really for me. After I played that bundle, there was a few more games, but none of them were really that noteworthy. After I beat those games, I went on to the Gamefly era of life. Which, Gamefly, oh my god. On paper, Gamefly sounds the best thing you will ever do in your whole life. But the truth behind it is you need to get, like, they advertise the 4-game subscription for a reason, because it takes a whole week for them to send you a game, and for you to return a game to get a new one, it takes like a week to get there. And I live in a place where there is a Gamefly center like a state away, so you can't tell me that it's where I live, and because of distance that it takes so long. Gamefly was, in the end, not for me. I did get a pretty good game. I did get a few good games from there. I got XCOM Enemy Unknown, which I thought was really good. I got Gears of War 3 and Judgment. And around this time, my gaming career, or not my gaming career, my time with gaming kind of took a bit of a dark turn, because I was playing so much that I got carpal tunnel, and I wasn't really able to use my left hand anymore. Which, I mean, you know, I'm right-handed, so I was still able to write and do everything that I would need to do in my day-to-day life. But when it came down to gaming, I wasn't able to do it for a long time, and I had started to hang up my controller because I legit thought that I would never be able to game again. And after a long period of time, my friends actually, my good old best friends, they started to make fun of me about it. So I decided to take off the brace I had on it, and I gave it a shot. And within a few weeks of just kind of begrudgingly trying to play with it, I got used to it, and I was able to play without any major discomfort, which was a great relief to me. After that point, I picked up Spec Ops: The Line, which I thought that was an amazing game. It had a great story, it had a lot of suspenseful moments, it was very emotional, which I like. So, Spec Ops: The Line, if no one's ever played... Wow, I'm really pimping out a lot of games, aren't I? Yeah, Spec Ops: The Line, good game. Around that time, my friends were really into Borderlands, so we all kind of gathered around the TV and played Borderlands together. Borderlands is a really fun game. I didn't get into too much. I rented the pre-sequel from Redbox recently. I thought the pre-sequel was pretty good. I can't say nothing bad about it. Or the Hornet. Anyway, the pre-sequel stuff was recent. I don't want to go completely recent yet, so let's take a step back. I just finished Spec Ops: The Line. So, the story and time period is definitely seeming to jump around a lot, but I promise it's really not going about as much as you think it is. Around the time that I had finished Spec Ops: The Line, that was the time that Call of Duty Black Ops 2 came out. Now, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I got it. I actually went to the midnight release of it. I wasn't as passionate about it as I was for other shooters, especially in the Call of Duty genre that had came out, as I might have gone over. Call of Duty Black Ops was my favorite Call of Duty game for almost ever. I bought every single DLC pack for it. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I want to go back and revisit it, just... I don't know, it's really hard to get people to find and play because they've all moved on to new games that have came out. So, after Black Ops 2, you know, I went through that whole thing. I wasn't gonna get Ghost, but then one of my friends gave it to me. So, I mean, didn't really give it to me, I borrowed it, but I think even she realized how crap it was, and just hasn't asked for it back. So, it's good for Extinction, but it's not really good for anything else. So, yeah, Call of Duty Ghost wasn't that good. I had actually given up hope on the Call of Duty series until Advanced Warfare came out, which I bought the bundle for my Xbox One, and oh my god, I loved it. Like, I thought it was a good step in the way that the Call of Duty franchise needed to take, and I was incredibly happy they decided to do it. Exo Zombies, which you might have seen on my YouTube channel, which if you are watching the Twitch stream, which I see there's 4 of you right now, if you go to Patrick Mitchum on youtube.com, you can see some of my zombies videos, all that good stuff. It's with EM, not EM, but anyway. So, yeah, Exo Zombies is a lot of fun. I put up a bunch of strategy videos. But anyway, back to the main point. I was really glad that the Call of Duty franchise made a turn like that, because I was always, you couldn't call me a fanboy. I was always really into it. I respected people that liked Battlefield better. I had personally tried to play Battlefield before. I couldn't get into it. I didn't really think the story was that engaging. The multiplayer, it really dragged on for me. It wasn't as exciting as it was for all my other friends. So, you know, their opinion was their opinion, and I left it at that. I didn't really question anybody. And then I got into the Assassin's Creed franchise, which, as you guys might realize by the selection of games that I've played in the past, I'm not very modern when it comes to my selection. I pick up on a bunch of games that were in the past that I didn't really get to enjoy, like a bunch of... Oh, I just uploaded Shadows of Mordor. By the time you guys probably see this, I have Shadows of Mordor up. I personally, in my free time, I play a lot of Dead Rising 3, and all that stuff is old news by now. So, yeah, I find those really interesting, and they're pretty fun games. Ooh, shit, dual SMGs. That's one of my... I played Halo 2 on the Master Chief Collection recently, and I love the dual SMGs. Anyway, so I guess we can come on and get to modern times. Modern times, I don't really have as much money as I used to, so I'm basically just playing a bunch of Redbox games, whatever I can get my hands on. I played a lot of crap games forever ago. I know I keep going back and forth in my stories, but there was this god-awful game called Body Count, I believe, and oh my god, was it garbage. But you know what? I beat the whole game. I sat there and I played it through. Even though it was bad, it was cringeworthy, it was so bad. I sat through it and played it. And I did it for the gamer score more than anything, because for beating a level, you get 75 gamer score just for beating a level. So I sat through it, you know, just for the gamer score. Again, this is gonna skip quite a few years, but as of recently, one of the best games I ever got from Redbox was The Evil Within. Oh my god, like, I played Resident Evil 4 religiously, like, I would do a playthrough a day, I loved it that much. And when I played The Evil Within, it was made by the guy that made Resident Evil 4, so it was really faithful to his name in my mind, and oh my god, I felt like I could just play the game over and over again. It was just really good. So, yeah, The Evil Within was really big in my mind for a while. I never really wound up picking it up for good, or I never actually wound up buying it for myself to keep, for reasons unknown to me. Actually, it's not really unknown to me. I wound up buying a Master Chief Collection and Shadows of Mordor instead. So, yeah, those two games were fun. I don't play the Master Chief Collection a lot because, and I made a video about it on my YouTube, there is a bunch of glitches even during the story mode. It's not just multiplayer that's broken. Story mode has a lot of glitches when it comes to hunters and elites and all that. So, yeah, I have a bit of a rocky past. When it comes to Master Chief Collection, I'm gonna try to enjoy it as much as I can. But, basically what I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for, like, the free DLC packs to come out. What I'm hoping is, I know they said you had to have the game before December 9th, but I didn't get it until Christmas was over. So what I'm thinking is, because the game is still incredibly broken, maybe they'll make it where I can still get ODST for free, which I didn't play. I didn't play ODST. I thought, I looked at the graphics, I thought it was trying to be a lot like Call of Duty, and around that time, just, I don't know, something like that I wasn't really into, so I stayed away from it. So if I can get it for free, that'd be really good. I was really into Dead Rising 3, which is the other Xbox One game that I actually picked up on a disc, which I don't do that very often. I've been a history when it comes to Xbox One of doing digital download, which I've had a lot of gripes about in the past, but every problem that I've had with it, it seems like they've came around and fixed it, so I'm completely fine with it now. I do digital downloads. One game that I did digitally download that I'm completely satisfied with was during Christmas time. They had a sale on this Telltale game bundle. It had The Walking Dead Season 1 and 2, it had The Wolf Among Us. Wolf Among Us is fucking fantastic. Like, there was almost no hype around it, at least from where I am, and that's a crime, because that game is just beautiful. It also comes with the season pass for the Game of Thrones one, and the Tales from the Borderlands one, which I've played Tales from the Borderlands a little bit, and I can tell you that that game is very good from episode 1, which is the only one I've been able to play, because that's the only one that's out as of right now. I've tried to get into the Game of Thrones one, I can't really do it. I really like the Game of Thrones show, but I can't really get myself to play the Telltale game. I'll probably get around to it eventually, but as of right now, it's kind of on my list of things that I don't really plan on getting around to anytime soon. But I mean, I own it, so I'm going to be playing it eventually. Let's see, I'm gonna get a sniper for this weapon, or for this level. What else? I picked up Far Cry 4 a little bit ago. I played through that, I thought it was really good. So, when it comes to life outside of games, I have tried quite a few times to apply at jobs that would kind of relate to gaming. Like, I applied at GameStop, I applied at multiple GameStops, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I know that with everyone trying to get a job there, I don't really have, like, the highest chances possible, but when I go into a GameStop, I basically do the jobs of the people that work there anyway. So, I mean, I might as well be getting paid for it, because I sure as hell aren't getting money for anything now.
Got him in my sights.
Anyway, when it comes to a job, that's where I stand right now. I'm a little bit unemployed, but I'm still a teenager. A lot of people my age don't have jobs, so I'm not really completely upset with myself about it. I got the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare bundle for the Xbox One, mainly just because I liked how it looked. I liked that it came with the game. It was like a limited edition of the game. I thought it was really cool that a lot of people really wouldn't have that because it was itself a limited edition console. Like, I don't even think they had enough to go until Christmas. It was that limited. Of course, that's not fact. I don't know that. But it was either I got that or I was going to get the special edition Assassin's Creed bundle. And I'm really glad I didn't go with that because from what I understand, Unity just turned out to be a pile of crap. And the reason why I'm saying this is you can buy it for $15 at GameStop right now. Compare that to Black Ops 1, which is still $30. I think that tells you it was a pretty crap game. People on my friends list fight with me about that all the time. I judge it because of its bugs and everything else, but I mean, I guess it has a fan base, so whatever, they did something right. I just think it's funny when you put out two different games for two different consoles, and the one that's on the last gen console. People still consider Xbox One as a next gen, since Xbox 360 is still very relevant, but anyway, as I was saying, I think it's kind of funny when the 360 version of a game that you were making for both consoles turns out to be better than the one for the next gen. They're coming out with a new one next year, and I hope for sake of gamers that it will be an Xbox One exclusive. I understand why that would be a very unpopular opinion, but let me explain why I think that way. I played the Evolve beta, okay? And during the Evolve beta, I couldn't help but notice that there was a lot of frame rate issues, and there was a lot of other things. And I just right now realized that I'm going on a tangent about the wrong thing, because it wasn't Evolve at all that had me thinking this way, so I'm sorry. Oh, it was Shadows of Mordor, because Shadows of Mordor had a bunch of muddy textures, things like that, and that really got under my nerves. And I was telling one of my friends I was playing with at the time, that I think games will be a lot better when people don't have to worry about making ports to older consoles. Now, as I say that, there are games like Titanfall, where those ports were amazing for the 360. I could play that game all day. I loved it. Now, games like those, when they have ports, because it was made by a different studio, didn't hinder the Xbox One version in any way, so I can completely stand behind that. But, like, when it comes to something like Shadows of Mordor, where it's the same company putting out a game for 2 consoles, and the final product has bad textures, it's not as good as it could have been if they just focused on one console, then in that case, I think that is a problem, and they need to just focus on the new gen of consoles. Again, I see that as a very unpopular opinion because there are people that can't really afford to upgrade to the Xbox One to play these exclusives, and, you know, I'm not saying anything bad about them. If you don't have money to get something, you don't have money to get something. Just like back when the Xbox One was going to be an online-only console. Their stance on it was, if you're a gamer, you probably have internet. I think that's a very unfair statement, because at the time, I didn't have internet. I was gonna boycott it because, honestly, I had no other choice. But even if I did have a choice, I was just gonna go with the PS4 because I really hated that stance. But fortunately, they fired the guy that made that comment like the day after he did, and changed the DRM all around like immediately. So I stuck with it. And about a year later, I got it, and I think it's a pretty decent system. I haven't had any problems except for the fact that the day I set up my Xbox One, that was the day of the infamous Lizard Squad hack. I'm sure many of you guys remember that. That was awful. It really didn't affect me as much as it probably did a lot of other people, because I wasn't really trying to play a lot of online games, and if I was, it was playing my obsession, which is Destiny on the 360. So it really didn't affect me much because Lizard Squad's attack was primarily on the One. It didn't affect the 360 as much. So, yeah, the little timing that I got it sucked, but I mean, when it comes down to it, I can't complain. It's a good system. It hasn't given me that many problems. God, I swear to God, I thought I was about to die at the same part again. When it comes to games that I'm looking forward to, I played Battlefield Hardline Beta recently. I think that that's going to be a very fun game. I hear that the story mode is going to be very engaging. It's going to be very interesting. I really like the idea of that. I played all 3 modes, and I did a review of the whole beta as a whole. Again, I hate to plug my channel again, but, you know, I would really like to to kind of get my views up, so I will shamelessly plug it again. It's Patrick Mitchum at yahoo.com, M-I-T-C-H-E-M. But I did a Battlefield 3 or a Battlefield Hardline review where I went over every specific game mode. For those of you that didn't get a chance to play it, they had regular heist, which was kind of like it was exactly cops versus robbers, and it was awesome. You hacked into a bank vault, and you had to try to steal money and get it to a helicopter extraction point, and oh my god, it was way better than Payday, if you ask me. So that was good, and then they have this thing, a game mode called Hotwire, that stole the show for me personally. It is a game where there is 5 objective cars that you have to steal. You have to keep them going at a very fast rate to get points from them. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, you had to keep the cars held to get a bunch of points from them. I thought that was extremely awesome because you can get in the passenger seat of a car, you can peek out the window and kill everyone around you. Oh my god, it was awesome. I really loved how much effort was put into the beta. And of course, to go with the game mode that was in Battlefield, probably all of them, we had it's called Large Conquest, which is basically just domination. I wasn't a big fan. I felt like the games were way too long, which is one of the reasons why I don't like Battlefield 3 or 4. But, I mean, for what it was, there's people, and I'm sure there are, that are really big fans of it. I feel like Battlefield 3 will, or Battlefield Hardline will definitely do you justice. It will give you what you want. So I definitely would suggest checking it out, especially if the story mode is going to be as good as EA is cracking it up to be. I mean, EA is not going to tell you if their game is crap anyway. Whatever, all you can do is really take mine and anyone else's word about the multiplayer and just hope that the story isn't that bad. As for, I brought up Evolve earlier. I played the Evolve beta. It was really fun to play with a bunch of friends. It's not good at all to play solo. I would not recommend playing it without any of your friends online. As for the game itself, why I'm not getting it is because I felt like the way that they handled DLC is just a little bit on the insane side, and I don't really want to support that. So I'm not going to buy it unless for some reason I can wind up getting it for free or discounted or something like that. I do appreciate, however, that the game developers did come out and say that it was the parent company that made that decision. It was not really their idea to make it like that. Which, I'm really having a problem with game publishers when it comes to games that are DLC plans. Destiny is mainly what I'm talking about right now. I love Destiny. Destiny is my obsession. I play it every day. I do all the raids. I stay up till 3 AM to do everything when it comes out. I am that kid. I absolutely love it. But it really saddened me because a week after it released, a bunch of these files were leaked, and it showed that both DLCs were already on the disc. And I didn't want to believe it, but when you buy the DLC, the download for it is only like 100 kilobytes. So to find out that was true, I was a little bit crushed because the game itself, what was there wasn't much of a game. It was really small. Like, you didn't have much to deal with. I mean, I still had enough to play it every day, but I mean, the story was crap, and the reason behind it was they had fired the lead writer about a year before the game was launched. And that really just, I feel like that was a bad call, because if you ever go back and you look at what the game was supposed to be, they, in the very early test demos, they have a bunch of characters walking around, and the developers doing this commentary where it's like, oh, look at that hunter. You like the gear that the hunter has? And the other developer is like, yeah, I wonder where they got it. They mentioned it could be from bartering, it could be from gambling, it could be from winning it in a bet, and all this other stuff, and I was enthralled by it. I was really wanting that, and then, you know, all that was taken out, and I sincerely believe it was because the lead writer, and also, and what I mean by that is because the lead writer was fired. I believe that the original lead writer had a very good idea of what he was doing. There was special cutscenes that they showed off in the beginning where it was like the Queen's brother ambushes you on Earth and all that, and nothing even close to that happened back in the finished game. So I was a little bit disappointed when it came to the story mode, but I enjoy raids, I enjoy everything else. I feel like the game is fine, besides all the messed up details. As for my other plans on current games, the only other real game that I'm looking forward to as of right now is Rainbow Six Siege, which is like a 4v4, I believe? It's 4v4 hostages. It's hostage takers versus cops. The cops can break in any way that they need to get to the hostage. And it's like super realistic with the way that bullets go through walls and everything like that. I'm just looking at it, I'm a really big fan, and I think it's going to be really good. I really hope it's not a disappointment. I was not a big fan of the early Rainbow Six games, and no, it's not because of the difficulty. Don't even say that. It was just because I wasn't really a fan of the story mode or anything like that. I've never really shied away from a hard difficulty. So. Anything like that doesn't really... I've really been into YouTube, which the people are in the Twitch stream. If you didn't know, I'm recording this for YouTube. It's really cool to see that some of you are in here anyway. But yeah, I mostly just record this stuff for YouTube. The main reason why I got into all that was because I had seen other people do it, and even though they were quite a bit younger and they were imitating others, I could see that they were truly enjoying what they did, and while they might have been doing it for fame, I could see that they were actually legitimately having fun with it. And that was something that I wanted to be a part of that. I really liked the idea of there was something I could do that would be fun and other people could be able to enjoy what I did with me. So, I really think that this is a good thing for me. Because, I mean, I might not be the most entertaining at times, but definitely try my best to not be an imitator. I try my best to do stuff that is somewhat original. So, I mean, when it comes to a standpoint of being a gamer and a content maker, I like to think of myself as someone that's a little bit different, and someone that likes to do things that maybe other people wouldn't do. And what I mean by that specifically is, if I have a bad game or something like that, I won't delete it. I'll upload it and I'll do a commentary over it anyway, because I'm not a pro gamer. And I want to show that you don't have to be a pro gamer to make content. You can be a so-so gamer or an okay gamer, and as long as you have a point to make, then people will still tune in and enjoy. So that's my main agenda. I would like to get to a point where I have enough viewers where it's getting to the point where I will be able to start talking about serious things that I feel like need to be talked about. I'll like be able to have kind of a voice, because I've always been into podcasts. I've tried to podcast multiple times with multiple people, and it really comes together in the end because I don't know how to go about advertising or anything like that. But I really like the idea of being able to speak out about things that interest me. I feel like I have a very different view from most people. Like, when it comes to politics, I'm a bit neutral, which I know that's not a view that's completely new, but it's a little bit of a fresh take because a lot of people are very adamant towards one certain thing. Where if we're just talking about anything like religion, no matter what your belief is, as long as you're not killing babies. Conversation about religion with you, it doesn't really matter to me. So to repeat again, which I have repeated multiple times, I do not record to get big or to get famous or to do this for a living. I record because it's something that I enjoy doing, and I feel like it gives me a voice. Looking back on it, I really should have bought a rocket launcher upgrade. Is there any way I can do that right now? No? Okay. Let's try and be careful this time. After talking so much, a little speech right there with my background. background and everything. That was quite a bit of a mouthful, huh? It's okay. So, a little bit talk about the gameplay. I was originally only going to do the first little bit of this game, but it went by very fast, like, so fast it was crazy. So what I'm almost thinking about doing is, I'm thinking I might just play through the whole game. I mean, it's really, if it's as fast as it is, unless I keep dying, I mean, it's not going to be a really hard thing to do. I'm just going to have to find things to talk about. Like, I might result to talking about current news and everything like that, but I mean, it'll be something to talk about. You know what? I kind of will talk about current news for a minute because there's something that just happened recently that I thought was a bit interesting. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about Kanye West at the Grammys and the whole thing that went down with that. And I will admit, I was one of those people that turned out to be made a fool that thought Kanye was making a joke and was being all in good fun when he went up there to grab the microphone from that guy again. Only to be, again, like I just said, made a fool of the next day to read an article saying that he originally meant that he very well meant it. But, I mean, I think that was just a little bit crazy. I didn't have to go do that. I don't know who Beck is, and the whole thing about true musicians need to get recognition. I don't really know what to say about that, because again, I don't know his music, but I mean, it's obviously good enough to win a record of the year. Or a record of the year. So, I feel like anyone that can do that is deserving of being called the artist. As for saying that he should have given his award to Beyonce, no. I heard that Sam Smith made a deal with them that if he won, he was going to give his award to Beyonce. And I will admit, if that happened, I don't even know what I would do. I think Sam Smith is incredibly talented, and every award that he won Sunday night, I think is very well deserved. But just the thought that he would give up any of his awards to Beyonce, it just befuddles me. I didn't really get to watch the beginning of the Grammys. I heard that, like, Madonna did something that was incredibly numb. That kind of would have been fun to see. So, when it comes to recording, the reason why recording is sometimes a bit on the slow side for me, like when it comes to maybe not getting content out in the most timely fashion, even though I'm really good about getting content out on a daily basis, it might take a long time to get out, mainly because the reason is I have to get video from Twitch to YouTube. That can kind of prove to be an issue at some points, because sometimes Twitch wants to be a bitch, doesn't want to give me my video file. It will make me like work for it all day until it will finally let me take it and upload it to YouTube. You may be thinking, well, why don't you just download the video and then put it on YouTube that way? Believe me, I've fucking tried. It doesn't work. I use Firefox. The browser will only download so much at a... Wait, is this cutscene?
Even though the battle was going in the Spartans' favor, Dratheus 5 had a surprise in store. Its moon wasn't a moon at all. It was a forerunner creation, designed to build and destroy entire planets. Nobody knew about this until the Covenant cult leader found a way to reactivate the old Forerunner tech and start disassembling Dratheus 5. It was Spartan Davis's job to shut down the device.
Sorry guys, I was getting a drink there. I didn't want you to hear me slurping all that down. Okay, chapter 3. I might quit after chapter 3 and pick this up tomorrow night. Because I have been recording for quite a while. Secure the area for the second wave of incoming Marines. Okay. So, as for other games I would like to record in the future, I'm getting a capture card, as I mentioned before in my other videos, and I'm really looking forward to recording some Destiny raids, because that is something I do a lot, so I'd really like to record that. I would like to record some Exo Zombies multiplayer. That's something I really like. I really think that's a lot of fun. I would really like to find any kind of really big multiplayer game with a bunch of people. I'm not really a multiplayer type person, but when it comes to recording, I will do just about anything I can to put out good quality content. Like, I don't know, I might even stoop down to getting Evolve after I just said that I'd, like, boycott it. It would betray my beliefs to put out good content. Ah, man. I would love to record the Master Chief Collection, but I mean, one, the audio for it is copyrighted, and I would like to do multiplayer, but the multiplayer is still broken as fuck, so you can't really play it. That is one thing I don't understand. I was doing a Halo 4, Let's Play because one of my friends that watched my videos had requested it, and kept the gameplay. It let me record the gameplay, but it didn't let me. It won't let me use the audio. So my whole commentary completely ruined. So I had to trash the video, the 40-minute video I put out, just because I wasn't able to put in the audio. Swiss Army, okay. I'm really, wanting the best for some new games that are coming out. Like I said earlier, I have really high hopes for, what's that game called? I want to say Saints Row, but it's completely serious. Rainbow Six Siege. Don't ask me why I thought of Saints Row. Rainbow Six Siege, I have a feeling it's going to be a really good game. The Division, I've heard a lot about that. I personally know next to— oh my fucking god. I personally know next to nothing about it. So it may turn out to be the best game ever. It may not. The only one piece of information I know about that game is I think, like, the technology is supposed to be completely revolutionary, just because, like, in the gameplay video, you see a character shut a door to a car that's, like, in his way. I find it kind of funny. For the people that are watching this late at night, I would, like to personally thank each and every one of you for supporting me tonight. It's really nice to see that some people would come out and watch, even though I put out no special effort in advertising this. Even though there's only like 4, 5, 6 of you at certain times, it's still just good to be seen by someone. So, thank you. Yeah, that is one thing I kind of pride myself on, which you might be realizing by now I pride myself on a lot of things. I'm very grateful to people who help me. By you guys watching my streams or watching my videos, you're helping me become a better creator, because I learn what works and doesn't work. If I start to stream and I have 0 views for about an hour, like I have like 1 or 2 views for some time and then they drop off really fast, I know I'm doing something wrong. And then when I hold viewers for a long amount of time, like I have tonight, that means I'm doing something right. Really good. Because whatever I do on here carries on to my YouTube channel. And that's where I really plan on capitalizing at. So one more time, and then I'm going to kind of move on to something else. I would really like to thank everyone who's watching and supporting me tonight. You guys are completely awesome. Especially how late at night it is. Jesus. I really like to not die. If I could just not die for a little bit, that'd be awesome. I really would like to get through this. Okay. Alright, incoming Marines, we are done. Okay, well, it says my controller batteries are low. So, what that means is I'm probably either gonna call it quits, or I'm gonna put the stream on pause and come back to it a little bit. That's 1 o'clock, I don't really know if I'm gonna be coming back to it tonight. So, for those of you that were watching tonight, I would like to thank you for coming out one more time. Even though coming out is really just going on a website and watching. I would like to thank you guys, it really means a lot to me. And fuck it, you know what? I got some batteries in my remote control for the TV. I'm gonna pop those fuckers out. I'm gonna keep going. Give me a quick second here. The reason why I was kind of okay with getting off was I was just kind of like, well, at the time I only had 1 viewer, so I was just kinda like, I guess, you know, people are going to bed or whatever. And then right before I was gonna cut off, it jumped from 1 to 5. I was just like, well, there's no way I'm gonna leave 3 people, 4 people that just joined up at the same time, so wait, so I guess that's kind of like a, you could consider this an encore if you wanted to. I'm gonna kind of slow down on my commentary a little bit because I've been talking quite a lot and I don't really want to lose my voice. So there's gonna be a bit of gameplay. I'm gonna talk here and there, but I'm gonna cut up stuff. I'm looking at the chat on the computer, so if you guys that are watching have anything to say, you can go on and comment, and I will take a look. Try to comment. Then again, to be completely honest, it says that, like, stuff on the screen saying that it's lagging. So, if you request something of me and I don't answer it, it's not because I'm ignoring you, so. Never used the Well, the Needler was what I had a bunch of glitches on in the Master Chief Collection's story mode. Really screwed me over. Okay, there's that. No, I see someone over here. I'll just...
Secured.
Alright, return to the center of the drop zone.
We're on the mark. We're about to have company.
Defend against the final assault. Okay, no problem. Yeah, to me, like, the most I had viewers, the most viewers I had since I was like 7. And to me, that's, like, actually a major success, so... Like, that's like, my main driving force behind keeping play the night. Because as far as I'm concerned, when I didn't need to watch it all, I got a few viewers, that's just really awesome to me. I have a problem with thanking people a lot, so you'll probably continue to hear me be like, thank you guys so much for watching, just because, oh man, it really does mean a lot to me.
Targets! Enemy wraith crawling our way!
Okay. If any of you guys would like to follow me or favorite me, I'm not completely sure what it's called on Twitch. I stream pretty frequently, so if you enjoyed what you saw tonight that much, feel free to favorite or like or whatever. I'm not gonna do it to Twitch, I only use it to record. Tomorrow I'm going to start doing Dead Rising 3 videos, and I'm going to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Story Mode videos at the same time. So, yeah, I plan on putting out as much as I can. go there.
Enemy Rick! Rolling our way! Target described!
Reach the extraction point.
Fire!
So I can just run my ass over here and I'll be okay. I like to get up a bit points that much, just kind of pistol snipe a few of these guys. That says there's one big guy over here, so I'm just gonna go on and pop a few bullets. I have 2 minutes, so I'm not really worried about that. And oh my god, this needler is doing almost nothing to this thing. Just to maximize points, I'm gonna go in and completely destroy it. Alright. And now to just run my ass all the way to the extraction point.
On station.
Infiltration of the Covenant perimeter. What can I get as my secondary weapon? Seeker drone. What's that? Scored the first. Oh, okay, okay. Do this. It's gonna be.
Area secured.
Boy, this dude's wanting me to go across country to get this guy where he needs to be. Okay, so that's what the secret drone does. That explosion didn't shoot them out either. That's a really good little trick. Just whenever I'm in a sticky position, just, or even when I'm not, that thing kind of tends to fall. Oh shit. I guess one of them died. First sniper in position. Second sniper's taking a bunch of heat already, so... This drone doesn't work as well as it did before he died. I don't know if dying is any benefit or not, but... Oh, god damn it. Man, that's insanely powerful. You know they're fucked and try to run away like immediately, that's funny.
We're on the mark.
Okay, first sniper, where are you? I think what's happening is I'm going really too far ahead of these guys. They're getting left behind. It's either that or all these guys are already in position and I'm just wasting time right now. Don't be stupid, come on. Okay.
Area secured.
God damn it. Okay, you know what? I think that's a sign that it's time for you to stop this game. I mean, it's a C4 though, so I mean, you know what? That's better than nothing. instead of quitting, I think I'm just gonna change to a different game. Let me see if I can.